Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to the temple. Welcome to Pride Shabbat. It's our sixth year and the first time we're doing it virtually. We're very excited. I want to thank everyone that is joining us via Zoom. We really appreciate it. I want to thank the committee that created the events, especially Chava Johnson-Penner, the chair of the committee, and Bunny McCullough and Kate Davidson. I want to thank Aaron Goldenshoe, who initiated Pride Shabbat and Pride Month at the temple. And I want to welcome everyone to join us as we sing together, Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, how good and how pleasant it is.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
I would like to invite our first reader, Alex Shapiro, to lead us in the reading.
Shekhinah, whose name is love, God created us in your image. We thank you today for the pride and strength you have given us to live our lives, each of us in our own way, as equal members of community and society.
We honor the memory of pioneers who challenged received wisdom and demanded their rights to renew the old and to sanctify the new. Lesbians, gay men, bisexuals, transgender, and queer people brought us like the blessing of the rainbow, countless ways to understand and realize your counsel. It is not good for humans to be alone.
As we sought to live our life faithful to the nature you implanted in us, those who profane your name, claiming that they hate in your name of God, rose up to humiliate and criminalize us, to brutalize us and erase us. In your great mercy, you stood with us in our time of trouble and gave us the courage to stand together, to open our eyes and the eyes of the world around us, to see that all your creations deserve the freedom and the right to love. Today, too, strengthen us that we might witness and create wonders, be who we are and love whom we love, not in the shade, but in the light of life, that we might live as Jews in the embrace of community, sanctifying our unions and celebrating before each other and before you.
The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. May we never know shame again.
And let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Brian and Alex, who are about to get married, and Mazel Tov for that, as we turn to sing Ma Tovu.
מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהלך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהלך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. ואני ברוב חסדך אבוא ביתך, אשתחווה לך על קודשך ביראתך. מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהלך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל.
We rise for the Berlow.
המבורך לעולם, לעולם ועד. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל, המאיר לארץ ולדרים עליה ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד מעשה וראשית. מה רבו מעשיך אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית, מלאה הארץ קנייניך. תתברך אדוני אלוהינו, על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מאורי אור שעשית יפארו חסלה. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מארה לאורו. ברוך אתה אדוני, יוצר המאורות. We read together. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch Ata Adonai, Yotzer Hameorot. And I invite Kate Davidson to lead us in the next reading.
This is our truth. The one God calls forth being from nothingness and makes all things one. Blessed is the Holy One of Israel, in whose oneness we are one. But we are not yet one in fact. Our human race is broken into fragments, and we have yet to know a lasting unity. Blessed is the time to come when all will at last be one. While intolerance rules the earth, redemption will not come. Let the day be near when trust will rule this world. Until people return from their exile from each other, redemption will not come. Let all exile be ended, our exile from one another, the exile of God's presence from our lives. Let our hearts be moved by the pain of others, and let us begin the tasks that await us.
And we turn to the calling of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruchim kivon malchuto li'olam va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children. And you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
I would like to invite Ted Flyshaker to lead us with the next reading.
Our people came out of Egypt, a mixed multitude, the spray of dividing waters, sparkling diamonds all around them. We stood together at Sinai, all of us, future, present, past, amid the rumble of thunder and the crack of bright lightning, to enter the covenant with the one who loves us, in whose shining image we are all created over and over again. We have wandered bleak landscapes, built flimsy tents of skins, and then houses of stone. We have planted orchards and vineyards. We have seen 2 temples rise and then go down in surging flames, forcing us into exile. We have loved and lost, grieved and danced, transgressed and celebrated, hidden, suffered, thrived. And we gather together here this day in the community of our people, a mixed multitude, and we sing out, "Hear, O Israel, we stand together, all of us, descendants of the single first human, created on the 6th day, and of our myriad parents down through the generations, too numerous to name. We stand together, link arms, and pray. Blessed are you, God of the universe, who sanctifies us with the commandment to love ourselves and one another in all our varied ways, and blesses us with a diamond bright radiance that still ripples out from your first spoken words of creation."
Join us as we sing together Mi Chamocha.
Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nara tehilot osef eleh. Osef eleh, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
And we rise for the tefillah.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. And I want to invite now Jonathan Holyfield to read the next part.
I praise you, source of life, who said Lachaka to our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, go forth, go to yourself, go find yourself. And they left their home, the only world they knew, to begin again in a new land, in a new way. God of creation, who renews your work each day, be with me now as I step into the world in my own new way. God of revelation, be with me as I affirm that I will move proudly through life as the strong, loving, wise, beautiful person you made me to be. God of redemption, in coming out today in community, I fulfill the command you gave our ancestors. Lechaka, go forth, go to yourself, go find yourself. And so I have for life and health, for joy and blessing. And together in celebration, let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך על הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations, we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. I would like to invite Bonnie McCullough to lead us in the next reading.
On holiness. We are your gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and queer children. You must not seek vengeance nor bear a grudge against the children of your people. We are your bi, trans, lesbian, and gay parents. Revere your mother and your father, each one of you. We are elderly lesbians, bisexuals, gay men, and transgender people. You shall rise before the aged and show deference to the old. We are the stranger. You must not oppress the stranger. You shall love the stranger as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. We are lesbian, gay, trans, pansexual, and bi Jews. You must not go about slandering your kin. We are your trans, gay, bi, and lesbian siblings. You shall not hate your brother or sister in your heart. We are lesbian, gay, trans, and bi victims of hate crimes and murder. You may not stand by idly when your neighbor's blood is being shed. We are your bi, gay, trans, queer, and lesbian neighbors. You must not oppress your neighbor. You must judge your neighbor justly. You shall love your neighbor as you love yourself.
And we sing together, Yismechu.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. Mikarishi Shabbat Kulom Isbiu Vitangu mituvecha Shabbat Yismichu b'malikutecha Shomri, Shomri, Shomri Shabbat Vikore Anek Shabbat Ismichu b'malikutecha Shomri, Shomri, Shomri Shabbat Vikore Anek Shabbat V'hashvir Ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat Imdat yamim Oto karata Shabbat Yismechu b'malekutecha Shomri, Shomri, Shomri Shabbat Vikore Anek Shabbat Ismichu b'malekutecha Shomri, Shomri, Shomri Shabbat Vikore Anek Shabbat Zeikir Limasi Virishit Shabbat Limasi Virishit Shabbat Yismichu b'malekutecha Shomri, Shomri, Shomri Shabbat Vikore Onek Shabbat Ismichu b'malekutecha Shomri, Shomri, Shomri Shabbat Vikore Onek Shabbat.
And I would like to invite now our Derby City sisters busy redeeming the Catholic Church. Please join us in the reading and introducing yourself.
Good morning. This is Sister Petty Davis from the Derby City Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. If you don't know the sisters, we are a worldwide order of queer nuns who take vows to serve our communities by spreading joy, by helping release people from the guilt that's been put upon them, and helping people in our communities who are in need. We come from all genders, orientations, race, ethnicity, and faith traditions, and we're very honored to be here with you this morning. And Sister Sharon Means, who is our newest fully professed sister, will do the reading for us.
Exotic fruit. Sometimes we are called fruit people, and while it is meant as an insult, we can take it as a blessing in disguise, a recognition of the sweet breath of God's creation. And we take it as an opportunity to open up the sweet and the tart in all of us. May we honor strange fruit that is ripe with the possibility of miracles. May we recognize that there is more than just one way to be fruitful and multiply. Before we taste, we hesitate and remember the fear and hostility many feel when faced with something that they think is strange, different, forbidden. May we be open to the miracle and bring to taste the sweet fruits born for the seeds of liberation planted by our gay and lesbian forebears.
We turn now to the blessing for Shalom, as we sing together, Sim Shalom.
Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Chen v'chesed, chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Chen v'chesed, chen v'chesed v'rachamim, v'rachamim. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amecha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha.
We all need healing and strength and courage in our lives. Please join us as we sing together the Misha Berach.
Before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mikol Spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We turn now to Seder Kriyat Torah LeShabbat, the order of reading from the Torah on Shabbat. Please rise as we approach the ark.
In kamocha va Elohim Adonai, in kimasecha malchutecha malchut kol amim, umemshaltecha b'kol dor vador. Adonai malach, Adonai malach, Adonai imo leolam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai yivarich et amo v'shalom. Adonai yivarich et amo v'shalom.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, Adonai is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagidula, V'Hagivura, V'Hatifirin, V'Hanitzach, V'Hahod. Ki kol bashamayim uvaretz, Ki kol bashamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, V'yamid nasi likol lirosh.
I would like to invite everyone that is participating today to join us with the blessing of the Torah before the blessing.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach, Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notin haTorah. Amen.
וישובו מתור הארץ מקץ 40 יום, וילכו ויבואו אל משה ואל אהרון ואל כל עדת בני ישראל אל מדבר פרן קדשה, ויושיבו אותם דבר ואת כל העדה ויראום את פרי הארץ, ויספרו לו ויאמרו, באנו אל הארץ אשר שלחתנו, וגם זבת חלב ודבש היא, וזה פריה, אפס כי עז העם היושב בארץ, והערים בצורות גדולות מאוד, וגם ילידי הענק ראינו שם, עמלק יושב בארץ הנגב, החיתי והיבוסי והאמורי יושב בהר, והכנעני יושב על הים ועל יד הירדן. ויעש כלב את העם אל משה ויאמר, עלה נעלה וירשנו אותה, כי יכול נוכל לה. ואנשים אשר עלו עמו אמרו, לא נוכל לעלות אל העם, כי חזק הוא ממנו. ויוציאו דיבת הארץ אשר תרו אותה אל בני ישראל לאמור, הארץ אשר עברנו בה לתור אותה, ארץ אוכלת יושביה היא. And the translation goes like that. It's from verse 27. This is what they told him. We came to the land you sent us to. It does indeed flow with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. However, the people who inhabit the country are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the Anakites there. Amalekites dwell in the Negev region. Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites inhabit the hill country, and Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the Jordan. Caleb hushed the people before Moses and said, "Let us by all means go up, and we shall gain possession of it, for we shall surely overcome it." But the men who had gone up with him said, "We cannot attack that people, for they are stronger than we are." Thus they spread false rumors among the Israelis about the land they had scouted, saying, "The country that we traversed and scouted is one that devours its settlers. All the people that we saw in it are men of great size. We saw the Nephilim there. The Anakites are part of the Nephilim, and we looked like grasshoppers to ourselves, and so we must have looked to them." At this time, I want to invite Rachel Pass, a fourth-year HUC Hebrew Union College rabbinical student. For the past 4 years, I've been hearing from everyone I know on Hebrew Union College faculty how wonderful Rachel is, how grateful they are to Louisville, Kentucky for having Rachel being raised, born, and educated at for what her experiences at the temple were. So we are so proud of you, Rachel, and please educate us.
Boker Tov, Shabbat Shalom. Thanks, Rabbi David. Making me blush. Everything about the day he proposed to me should have been perfect. I was wearing my favorite outfit. My hair was pulled back half up to show off the cuteness of my face to any onlookers. He came up behind me, tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around, surprised like in the movies, and Nicholas said, "Will you marry me?" My stomach dropped, revolted. I didn't know what to do. Later that afternoon, my mom would get a phone call from my kindergarten teacher at Knesset Israel preschool to talk about my behavior. I would get put in timeout for, as far as I can remember, the first time ever. I'd have to think about what I'd done and the next day at school, apologize. By age 5, I, like every other little girl I knew, already knew that that fate one day awaited me. That a boy I didn't particularly like would catch me off guard and ask me to marry him. And I'd have to say yes. No one had ever outright told me this, and I'm sure my mom is shocked to hear that that's what I'd learned from her. But by age 5, I knew that one day I'd have to marry a man. And by age 5, I knew that that was not what I wanted. So much so that when he had asked me to marry him, I had punched poor Nicholas in the face. Almost 20 years later, I sat in a small yellow painted room with my grandmother, having what I didn't know would be my last cogent conversation with her. Her Alzheimer's had progressed enough by that point that our conversation circled around and around, coming back to the same 3 topics over and over. One was teaching me inappropriate phrases in Yiddish, which I'm sure those of you who knew her are not surprised to hear. Another was talking about school and what my life was like in Boston. And the third topic that came up over and over again was that of my sexuality. At least 3 separate times and at least 3 separate versions of the same conversation, my grandma looked at me and said, "You know, Rachel, I always knew you preferred girls. I always knew you just preferred the company of women. Ever since you were a little girl, I just knew. You always preferred girls. I had never felt so seen in my entire life. She wasn't judging me or asking me. She was just stating a fact about me, like it was the color of my eyes or the waves of my hair. I could always tell you just preferred girls. I couldn't always tell. From that first moment of noticing something, from that day I punched poor Nicholas in the face, I had thought something was just different. Actually, I thought something was wrong. In 5th grade, when my friends started having crushes on boys, I pretended to have a crush on Walker Robinson, when actually all I wanted to do was follow Catherine Goldman around everywhere she went. In middle school, I dated Chase, whatever his name was, because someone said he liked me. But I couldn't stop thinking about a rumor going around school that Eliza Anderson was bisexual and how fascinating that made her to me. I didn't know what I was experiencing with Catherine or Eliza was a crush. I didn't know that that's what my friends felt or pretended to feel towards boys. I had no idea. I just thought there was something wrong with me because everyone was interested in boys and I wasn't. I'm not telling you these stories just so you can experience a moment of what my life was like growing up queer in Louisville. I'm telling you these stories because each and every one of you play a role in them, or have played a role in a million other stories like these. We are constantly communicating our expectations and assumptions, comforts and discomforts, whether or not we're aware of it. When I look at a young girl and I say, wow, aren't you cute? Before I say to her, wow, aren't you inquisitive? I am subtly conveying to her that her looks matter more than her curiosity, that her appearance matters more than her desire to learn. If I hear a Black activist speaking at a protest and I say, wow, she is so articulate, what I am saying is I'm communicating an assumption that Black people are less capable orators than white people, less educated or less smart. If I discover that a student of mine is trans and think, wow, he looks so masculine, I'd never know. I'm communicating an expectation that trans people must fit into stereotypical images of femininity or masculinity, that their worth as a trans person is somehow dependent on how well they pass. It is not. In this week's Parsha, Shalach Lecha, we are given a story that is all about the message underneath the words. God tells Moses to send scouts through Eretz Yisrael to report back on what they find. When Moses repeats this order to the scouts, however, he expands on God's original language. God had only said, send men to scout the land that I'm giving to the people of Israel. That's it. Send them to scout the land. Moses, instead, sends the scouts with specific questions. He asks, are the people who dwell there strong or weak? Are they few or many? Is the land good or bad? Are the towns open or fortified? Is the soil rich or poor, wooded or not? Don't forget, bring back some fruit. In changing the question, Moses conveys his expectations and his fears. He doesn't simply say, go to the land and find out what it's like. Instead, he limits the scouts' scope of vision so that when they go, whether they are aware of it or not, they had that first question in mind. Are the people there strong or weak? Are the people there strong? Are the people there going to be stronger than me? Of the many questions that Moses asked, the scouts come back to answer basically only that first one. You implied the people might be strong, so we saw strong people. Yes, the land was fruitful and beautiful, whatever. We could only see the strong people. We could only see the image that you had implanted in our minds. The scouts then famously say the people were so strong they looked to us like giants. We could see ourselves only as grasshoppers, so they must have seen us that way too. The image Moses had inadvertently planted into their minds had such an effect, it made them see the world only through that distorted lens. They could see the people of Canaan only as giants, and therefore themselves only as grasshoppers. Carrying Moses' expectations with them, they could only return diminished in their own eyes. When they said they looked to themselves like grasshoppers, what was the message underneath their words? And what about the brave Caleb, who dared to see himself differently from the expectation that Moses had set? I think back to that day in kindergarten, standing in line with Nicholas. Here was a boy at age 5 who was asking a question knowing the answer was supposed to be yes. This young boy already knew that he had a right to claim me. And there I was, the smartest, tallest, best, and only reader in the whole class, who knew that the answer no was not an option. But that for me, the answer yes wasn't either. I dared in that moment to see myself differently from the expectation that society had set upon me. I was able to see the message under his question, not the message coming from this 5-year-old child, but the message coming from the structures of society that raised us both. The question, like Moses's, had been asked with an assumption of the answer in mind. I was supposed to say yes, but I wanted so badly to say no. I wanted to say no so badly that I hurt him. And when I got in trouble, as I should have, I learned the wrong lesson. I should have learned that I could say no, that I could reject this assumption of my life and my role in the world. Instead, I learned to pretend that I wanted to say yes. I learned that other people were giants, and I was merely a grasshopper trying to blend in. That's not what should have happened. If only I could have learned to be like Caleb then, who was rewarded for the ways in which he stood differently from the others. If only somebody else could have heard the message that I heard underneath Nicholas's question. And if only someone could have heard the message underneath my response. Perhaps then I wouldn't have spent my middle and high school years following around girls and then young women, pretending to think about boys. Perhaps then someone could have shown me that there were other ways of living my life, other ways of safely and non-violently rejecting the assumption of society that I was going to grow up and want to marry a man. And then our congregation brought in Rabbi Nadia Saritsky. Rabbi Saritsky was the first lesbian I ever knew, or more accurately, the first lesbian I ever knew that I knew. Here was someone who embodied everything I wanted to be and everything I was afraid to believe could be possible. She was a rabbi and she had a wife. I was fascinated with her. I would go on to learn some of the most valuable lessons I've learned about the rabbinate from Rabbi Saritsky. How to be present for someone in times of crisis, how to listen when someone needs to be heard. But at first, all I could learn from Rabbi Saritsky is that perhaps I was possible. Perhaps there was a world in which I could exist in all the ways I had thought I couldn't. Perhaps I could be a rabbi. Perhaps I could be queer. This was the message that the temple sent to me when we hired Rabbi Saritsky, that I could be. She existed, and that meant maybe I could exist too. She was not only welcomed into our temple community, but hired to be here. She was wanted in this community. And that meant maybe I, in all my wholeness and all my queerness, could be wanted here too. Rabbi Saritsky was my Caleb. Her existence in our community showed me that it was possible to see the world through my own eyes and not the distorted lens that society's assumptions had placed on the bridge of my nose. This congregation and this community communicated to me that not only would I be tolerated, but I would be accepted. I could be wanted in this community, even if I were queer. This morning is my first Pride Shabbat with the temple. The tradition of celebrating Pride Month in this congregation began after I grew up and moved away. I have to say, the message has changed yet again. As a teenager, I read underneath the words of this congregation and saw that I, as a queer woman, was accepted. Today, thanks to the plague and Zoom, I get to come back to this congregation and see that I, as a queer woman, am celebrated. That is the message that Pride Shabbat sends. That all of my identities are not just tolerated, not just accepted, but celebrated. Each part of me, including my gender expression and my sexuality, are valuable and meaningful in this community. That is the message that we're sending through Pride Shabbat, and that is the message that matters. When we as a Jewish community celebrate Pride, or when we as a Jewish community celebrate Juneteenth, when we as a Jewish community celebrate each and every individual in their entire whole humanity, we become like Caleb. We take off the lenses of fear and assumption and expectation that our lives look and our society look like the lives and society of the people who came before us. We can see the land for all that it really is, flowing with milk and honey, grapes and pomegranate, grasshoppers and giants, Black and brown and bisexual and lesbian and non-binary and trans and abled in so many ways, and more beautiful for being built of each and every one of us. When we take off the assumptions that life progresses in only one way, we begin to see that we can truly exist. We begin to remove the expectations from our words so that one day, when our grandchild comes along and sits with us as we age, we can say simply, I always knew that about you, and I love you for existing as you are. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rachel, for this amazing message, and hopefully everyone in our congregation and today every member of the LGBTQ family and congregation feels not only welcomed and accepted, but also celebrated. And I would like to invite everyone now to join us in the blessing after the reading of the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. על פי אדוני ביד משה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל.
now sing together Etz Chaim.
Etz Chaim hi, lama chazikim ba, v'tomechah me'ushar, terachia darchi noam, v'chol nativotah Shalom. Hashivinu Adonai Ilecha v'nashuva Kadesh, Kadesh Yameinu Kadesh Yameinu Ki Kedem.
And I would like now to invite Atina Stanley to lead us in the next reading.
Okay. For Questioning Sexuality by Robert Bernardo. Blessed are you, source of eternity, for giving me the ability to question my sexuality and how I choose to express my sexuality. It's okay to question my thought. It's okay to question my actions. It's okay to question my attractions. It's okay to question my gender. You have given me the power to choose, and those choices are my own. Together, let's celebrate the sweetness. May our bodies sing in joy in the infinite possibilities of love and affection. Together, may we all sing the Song of Solomon, songs of joy and songs of praise. Itu et Hashem v'simcha bu lefanav birnana. Serve God with joy, come before the Eternal One with song.
And I would like to invite now Laurie McConnell for the next reading.
Queer Elenu, let us praise the ruler of the universe and adore the creator of the world, who did not make us like other nations, who created us different from other people and set us on a separate path toward a special destiny. Sometimes we may feel excluded because we are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer identified, Jewish, women, old or young or disabled. We conceal the unique attributes with which we are created in God's image. May God strengthen our inner resolve to honor and fulfill our unique purpose, to live out God's wonderful and unknowable design, in which each one of us is a vital participant. Therefore, we bow in reverence before the Supreme Ruler, the Holy One, who is to be blessed.
Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad.
And I would like to invite now Johnny Lehrman to lead us in the next reading.
I did. For queer elders, blessed are the elders who parted the seas of ignorance and prejudice, sacrificed sanity and security on the rock of steadfastness, conquered demons of hatred and false idols of bigotry, followed their hearts to a promised land beyond a dim horizon. Blessed are the elders with namesakes or without, whose energy and courage created a legacy of hope, making space for the children of today and sweet justice for children yet unborn.
Before we enter the last part of the service, the Mourner's Kaddish, I would like to thank again everyone that participated. Truly appreciated. I would like to send special thanks to Sarah Harlan for baking this amazing rainbow challah. I don't know if you can see it from afar, and I don't know if you can appreciate how hard it was not to eat from it throughout the service. And thank you for Johanna Bass for the rainbow flowers that are decorating the table. And again, thank you for everyone that has been part of this morning. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, on life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Lani Nafusi, Lori Haltman Kofferman, Isador K. Getzel, Richard Guernsey, Martin Berg, Gerald Berman, Wendy Brill, Thomas Lee Esri, Edna Lefkowitz, Estelle Lillian Garmon, Podina Eisenberg, Irene P. Zimmerman, Marty Goldman, Ida Schellenberg, Mary L. Graves, Caroline Grossman, Irving Gerald Waterman, Ruth Weinstock, Shirley Goodman, Julia Weiss Klein, David Radman, Sally Sachs Enoch, Donald Linker, Marianne Bloom Loeb, Geraldine Suzanne Lurie, Brent Martin, Ruth Melman, Mary Nyber, Hilda Present, Ruth Present, Dorothy Kramer, Gerta Schwartz, Frida Shapiro, William A. Plank, Maurice Rothman, Abraham Okrenter, Ted Perlmutter, Marty Sloan. And we also remember the victims of hate and murder and violence towards the LGBT community. These are the names of the victims that were killed and murdered this past year.
Brooklyn Lindsay, 32, a black trans woman, June 25th. Denali Barry Stuckey, 29, a black trans woman, July 20th. Tracy Single, 22, a black trans woman, July 30th. Bubba Walker, 55, a black trans woman in late July. Kiki Fontroy, 21, a black trans woman, July 31st. Jordan Kofer, 22, a white trans man, August 4th. Pebbles Ladime Dime Doe, 24, a black trans woman, August 4th. Bailey Reeves, 17, a black trans teen girl, September 2nd. B. Love Slater, 23, a black trans woman, September 4th. Jalela Jamar Jamadio Berryman, 30, a black gender non-conforming man, September 13th. Itali Marlowe, 29, a black trans woman, September 20th. Brianna Beebe Hill, 30, a black trans woman, October 14th. Nikki Kuhnhausen, a white trans teen girl, 17, disappeared in June, body found in December. Yahira Nesby, 33, a black trans woman, December 19th. Juan Fresnada, 60, a black gay man, December 27th. An unknown trans woman, December 29th. Dustin Parker, 25, a white trans man, January 1st. Neolisa Alexa Luciano Ruiz, 29, a Latina trans woman, February 24th. Yampi Mendez Arrocho, 19, a Latino trans man, on March 5th. Monica Diamond, 34, a Black trans woman, March 18th. Lexi Ebony Sutton, 33, a Black trans woman, March 28th. Joanna Metzger, 25, a white trans woman, April 11th. Serena Angelique Velasquez Ramos, 32, a Latina trans woman, April 21st. Leila Peleas Sanchez, 21, a Latina trans woman, April 21st. Penelope Diaz Ramirez, 31, a Latina trans woman, April 13th. Nina Pop, 28, a Black trans woman, May 3rd. Hele J. O'Regan, 20, a white trans woman, May 6th. Jane Thompson, 33, a white trans woman, May 9th. Tony McDade, 38, a Black trans man, May 27th. Dominique Remy Fells, 27, a Black trans woman, June 8th. Raya Milton, 25, a Black trans woman, June 9th.
And we rise, as we say, in the memory of all those blessed souls, the mourners Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may their memories come to be a blessing and a benediction. Our closing song is For Everyone Born. Please join us.
For everyone born, a place at the table. For everyone born, clean water and bread. A shelter, a space, a safe place for growing. For everyone born, a star overhead. God will delight when we are creators of justice and joy, compassion and peace. Yes, God will delight when we are creators of justice, justice and joy. For woman and man, a place at the table, revisiting roles, deciding the share. With wisdom and grace, dividing the power. For woman and man, a system that's fair. And God will delight when we are creators of justice and joy, compassion and peace. Yes, God will delight when we are creators of justice, justice and joy. for young and for old, a place at the table, a voice to be heard, a part in the song. The hands of a child in hands that are wrinkled, for woman and old, the right to belong. And God will delight when we are creators of justice and joy, compassion and peace. Yes, God will delight when we are creators of justice, justice and joy. For gay and for straight, a place at the table, a covenant shared, a welcoming space, a rainbow of race and gender and color, for gay and for straight, the chalice of grace. And God will delight when we are creators of justice and joy, compassion and peace. Yes, God will delight when we are creators of justice, justice and joy. For everyone born, a place at the table, to live without fear and simply to be, to work, to speak out, to witness and worship. For everyone born, the right to be free. And God will delight when we are creators of justice and joy, compassion and peace. Yes, God will delight when we are creators of justice, justice and joy, justice and joy.
And for the closing benediction, I would like to invite Lauren Costin to do the reading.
Hello. It's Rabbi Zusia's teaching. Rabbi Zusia of Annapolis, a great Hasidic master of the late 18th century, said to his disciples, "When I get to the heavenly court, they will not ask me, 'Why weren't you more like Moses or King Solomon or the prophet Isaiah or Rabbi Akiba?' They will ask me, 'Why weren't you more like Zusia? Why did you not become everything you were meant to become?'"
Thank you, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom to us all. And I hope and pray that next year, all of us will get to celebrate Pride Shabbat in person here at the temple. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.